everybody out there in Facebook land. This is Beth Nolan here today, and I'm with my supportive PAC team. We have an expanded PAC team today as well, because today we're going to be talking in our larger PAC team about Lewy body, but also about the way that we do it in PAC is we talk to people first. And so one of the people that came to mind when it comes to Lewy body is actually a person that I think of first of just as Lauren. And so we invited our friend Lauren, who's part of our core team here at PAC, also known as the keeper of the Frolick. Lauren has played a huge role in the in our PAC development, in our skill building, our content development, and has been part of PAC for a very long time. So Lauren, if I recall, you reached out to TIPA quite a few years ago. So go ahead and unmute yourself and see. Annoyingly, right? Zoom.
Yes, I don't really know the whole story, but I know that Corey was involved. I know that TIPA spoke with my doctors. Everyone, yeah.
Okay. When TIPA spoke with your doctors, you were going through that process of trying to figure out what was going on, specifically what the diagnosis was. Is that right? And you had one primary care doctor that sort of brought it all home for you. Is that accurate?
Yeah, my primary care physician is the only physician that I like or will go to easily. She finally got in touch with my old primary care physician that I had known for 10 years in Pennsylvania. She was a new doctor to me. She spoke to the neurologist. She spoke to my old primary care physician. She looked at all of all the testing that they did.
And so she was the one. So tell me, why do you like her? What does she do for you as a physician that's different from some of the other stories of people who were just downright rude? What is she?
She listened to me. She looked at me. She involved my husband, but didn't direct it at my husband.
That's the looking part. Is that right? So she looked at you like you actually were the one that had the answers.
Yeah, and she was willing to talk to my old primary care physician, to all the people.
So a critical piece of this is somebody who's willing to look at all the pieces of the puzzle and maybe be the person that they're still curious themselves. So they'll look and find other bits of data, but they still come back to you as the primary person with the information. That's really cool. So talking a little bit about, it's weird to just talk to you about Lewy body, I have to say. It feels almost rude and weird because we don't talk about Lewy body when we talk. But I know that a lot of people out there are searching for answers. Maybe you could talk a little bit about what are some days like with Lewy, and what are other days like?
Some days I feel well. I'm more focused. I'm less anxious. I'm less what people say is paranoid. I have less auditory and visual and tactile hallucinations. And probably to everyone, I look fine. And I mostly feel fine. And then other days, I'm paranoid, I'm scared, I'm anxious, I'm hallucinating. I can't focus. I wouldn't be social.
I've seen those days where you're still Lauren, but you're a little bit quieter and a little more distant. Until we speak, I don't think of the word paranoid doesn't come to mind. What are some of the real things that you're experiencing that cause you to be paranoid? What are you seeing that an experience other people aren't?
I maybe am.
I can hear the dog, sorry.
I'm sorry, I lost that.
So what are some of the things that, when you said those days when people tell you you're paranoid, that's not a word that you would describe it. You would describe more of the real things that are happening for you. What are those like?
Lots of sounds, noises, voices in my head, weird visual things, tactile things. It's very hard to be perfect all of the time, but that seems to be what is expected, and it makes me very worried.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that expectation of the outside world to how it is you should be acting has got to be, I can't even imagine. It's got to be so frustrating. I know that pets have been a big part of your life and things that make you feel safe. And I remember different things that pets see and understand helps kind of bring it home for you, but also they help you figure out what are sounds I need to be fearful of and what are things I don't have to be fearful of. So how does Frosty, your dog, do that for you sometimes?
It's not always perfect. When I hear something or see something or sense something, because she's almost always right by my side, I look and see if she's interested. And if she's not, I kind of let it go, but I still stay on edge. But sometimes she responds with interest, and then I really don't know what to do.
Then it's got to be a little bit hard to figure out, oh, wait, no, those sounds I hear of somebody walking up the stairs, maybe that is real. Or maybe it's not. Maybe the dog just heard something else. She's kind of magical. I know that.
She may or may not see all the words and letters in the air.
The stuff in the air.
Yeah.
So what are some ways in which, I love that, Catherine. Catherine just asked, because I know you and she are also very good friends, this whole team, but what are some things that you do to have fun, to sort of lighten the mood, especially now after losing?
Yeah, well, and it's also more difficult because of the whole COVID thing.
Yeah.
So what I do for fun? I try and inject fun in every situation. That's sometimes inappropriate, and yet I do it anyway.
And can I ask, Lauren, is that part of who you have always been?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah.
For
I was
sure.
pretty sure that was the answer.
Yeah.
Lauren, I think one of the biggest stories that comes to mind is when you do a lot of artwork, and your artwork is something that is going to be shared for a lot of people so they can understand just your talent, but also how you express yourself. But one of the pieces of artwork, it sounds like Catherine's going to get one, that had the funniest story attached to it was at one of our PAC retreats that Teepa had asked you to make, if I recall, some artwork or symbol of PAC. And so you got up to do this amazing presentation, if I recall right, where you had this horrific picture of a bat hanging from a tree.
It's not so horrific. It's a cute bat.
It was perfect, but you went on the total explanation why this bat hanging from a tree was the symbol of PAC, and we're all like, oh yeah, I mean 10, 15 minutes, and we're like, wow. And I'd seen your art before. There was much more color and stuff, and we're like, oh wow, this was not what I was expecting. And finally she's like, are you people seriously just going to sit there and not call me on this? You really think the bat is the symbol of PAC?
Like, that sounds like me.
So Lauren, we just are like a bunch of totally hooked.
So this is my picture Lauren did for me as friend, and I love it. I keep it right in my living room.
Oh, the horses.
Yeah, and it says, the Catherine Project. I closed my eyes and thought, Catherine, and this is what happened. I hope you like it. It was fun to make for you. Love, Lauren. I treasure it. And you can't see, it's got textural and lots of different, it's a multimedia kind of thing.
That is perfect. I love it. And
I love it because you see, I don't know if you can tell, Lauren has very red hair most of the time, and I have dark hair. She's tall and I'm small.
That's like perfect. Well, that's a perfect example, Lauren, because I know with a lot in your life, I understand that texture and tactile feelings are a big part of the world and the sensations. And I think it's amazing that you've brought that into your artwork. So before my dog has to tell me that I have to pay attention to her, so Carrie, is there anything that anyone has been saying on Facebook or any questions that have been that have come up that might be helpful?
There's a lot of people saying thank you for sharing. Thank you for your bravery. Someone who feels grateful for your sharing and less alone.
Awesome.
Wait, this is going out on Facebook? Just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh. I wasn't supposed to say that.
Yeah, Lauren the Smart Aleck also joins us on quite a few of our certification courses and helps people reconnect with the human side that is dementia if they seem to have been lost in the disease and forget about the people, as you can tell. So, and obviously her background as a psychiatric nurse helps a lot, but as you can see, it really is Lauren as a person that does the best job of this in helping keep all of us grounded and recognize that what we hope to do, and for all of us out there on Facebook, if you are an educator, provider, or family member, what you do matters. And a big part of that is listening. As Laura said, taking a look right at the person in front of you. So if you would join us in any one of our certification courses so you can spread this message. And if anybody else is really looking specifically to expand their knowledge, expand their understanding of all the different types of dementias that are under the umbrella, please go to tpasnow.com and click on our conference link and join us virtually from wherever you are. Pants are required, but generally you don't have to get out of your pajama pants for this conference. So enjoy. And Lauren, thank you so much for being here today.
You're welcome. Bye,
Thanks,
Facebook
Lauren.
land.
Bye.
Sure.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey folks, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to help us spread TPA's positive approach message around the world. And don't forget to click the bell to get notified when new videos are posted.